she should be great if she's anything like the job she did on Trump's campaign. All right, here's a good
Question,
question.
who pays that debt? If someone's campaign is in debt, like John was saying, who pays that?
That's an awesome question because the law changed. And so in the business, it used to be that, whatever. Now it's the candidate is personally liable for that debt. So that's why it's a really great question that you just asked. The law changed. And so there are a lot of people who have run in the last couple cycles that still owe a lot of money. And the way it works is, so, I have a mail business that I'm a partner in. If the debt goes over, a lot of times you'll try to make a deal and you'll go to your vendors and say, hey, look, we're out of money. We're going to keep raising it. We can prolong this for a while. We owe you $100,000. What if we give you 60 in the next 2 months and you'll cut a deal? And you say, fine. There's also the element of, you've got this FEC compliance, so that you've got to be careful about what you give away, because there's a legality to this as well. So it's a really interesting question that you're asking that is a combination of business and law of what you can. Now you can't just give it away without
Right.
reporting it. I mean, but then there's the corporate piece of this. So great question. And that's the problem with candidates, is that they're on the hook and they go, so now you've got her and second gentleman probably like, hey guys, what's going on here? They'll try to raise it. They'll send out fundraising appeals and, hey, help me retire the debt, or I'll host a fundraiser of some sort. But and then they'll cut deals with their vendors.
I have
Yeah,
one more question. Oh, I'm sorry,
I
Dan,
was
go
going to
ahead.
say,
Dan's the finance guy, by the way.
it actually used to be a strategy of people who thought they were going to win, because once they got in office, and you don't traditionally raise as much the first 6 months for a House member, the first year for a senator, up in 6 years, you would raise that down. So you would intentionally go into debt. Like people, this is always true in primaries, because not to get too into it, you have two separate accounts, a primary account and general account. And you would strategically say, because certain donors would not write to you if you had a primary, or if you were going against a challenger, the business community historically would not want to support you. I don't know how much they're in debt, John, so I'll have to look this up, but they must have thought that perhaps they were going to win, and they would just pay this down, and the DNC would kick in